everyone, welcome back. So we have a question for you today, and actually you've probably been asking this question already, so we're going to do our best to answer it. The question is, what is faith? Well, a lot of times people think that faith is this really complicated, mystical, unable to touch, and they think of it more like pixie dust. They don't think of it as something that's real. But faith in its simplest form means that it is trust and confidence. So when people say that I have faith in God, they're saying I have confidence that God will do what he says he's going to do. In Hebrews 11:1 it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." It's the evidence of things not yet seen. It doesn't mean that it won't be seen. We just don't see it in the physical right now. And something about faith that you need to understand is that faith is malleable. It is a substance. I have this putty-like thing I'm showing you here where I can mold it. And that's what faith is. Faith can be molded. It can be transformed. And what I mean by that is that it grows. For example, you do not freak out that every morning the sun has appeared. Oh, it's appeared in the east. It doesn't, it does, but should it always appear in the east? No, you know that every morning the sun is going to appear in the east. You have confidence, trust in that. You've known it since you were born. You've known it since you were a small child, and you asked your parents, what does that mean? And they explained it to you. And they said the sun always comes up in the east. Even though there's some days that are cloudy and we don't see the sun as clearly as we'd like, you don't freak out about that. Just the same with gravity. Gravity is a law. And we know that gravity keeps us here on the earth. We don't happen to walk along and then one day hit the one place on the whole planet that has no gravity, and we go, I found the one place that there's no gravity. Don't come over this way. And you slip out into space. No. You know that wherever you walk on this earth that there is gravity. And some people are lighter than others and can jump higher than others, but gravity still brings them back down. Which is why with airplanes we have the laws of drag and lift and thrust. We have different laws for different things. And it's important that we understand that. So when we say that we have faith and trust and confidence in God, it's just that we believe that he's going to do what he says he's going to do. We may not always see it. We may not always understand it. We may not always have it the way we expect it to be done. Now let me explain what that means. I may have shared this story with you before, so if I have, just bear with me. But there's a man who sees a flood coming, and it's coming in fast. The river's overflowed its banks, and he gets up to the second story of his house. And a boat comes by. And in this boat, this guy goes, jump in, come on, get in the boat. And the guy says from the house, no, it's okay, my God will save me. And the guy goes, get in the boat, come on, the water's rising. No, it's okay, my God will save me. And the boat leaves. Well, the water continues to rise, and now the man is on top of his house because the water has entered the whole part of his house, the top and the bottom. And he's standing on the roof of his house, and another boat comes by. Jump in, come on, get in the boat, get in the boat. And the guy goes, no, that's okay, my God will save me. And the guy goes, get in, this may be your last chance. And he goes, it's okay, my God will save me. Well, then he leaves. Now the water has reached the roof of his house, and his feet are barely touching it. And a helicopter flies in, and they drop in at ladder, and they go, jump on, get on, come on, buddy, let's go. And he goes, that's okay, my God will save me. Well, the helicopter flies off. And the guy gets swept up in the floods, and he dies. And he gets to heaven. And he goes, God, why didn't you save me? I was expecting you to save me. And God said, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. Sometimes we focus on the wrong thing. We're all looking for that Red Sea experience. We're all looking for that big, enormous, saving power of God. And there's nothing wrong with that. We should be looking for God to do great and mighty things. But sometimes it comes in the small things. It comes in the whispers. It comes in the things that we don't realize that that's what God is giving us to deliver us. And we lack the faith, we lack the trust in God, and we don't see that it could be that boat that he's sending to save us, or that helicopter, or he's given us an idea. So faith is very simple. It just means to have faith in God, to trust and have confidence in him and his word. When he said he's going to do it, that he's going to do it. I want to encourage you today. Faith is not a hard thing. It is very real. And if you think about it with children, if you tell a child something and you say, we're going to go to the grocery store today and I'm going to buy your favorite cereal. Well, the child fully expects you to buy their favorite cereal. And maybe you get sidetracked and you forget. But that little child is going, Mommy, Mommy, Daddy, you promised me that you would buy my favorite cereal today. Oh, you're right, I did. And you go and you buy the cereal. Then their faith and trust is restored in you because Mommy and Daddy bought that cereal. But what if Mommy and Daddy couldn't buy that cereal? They forgot. They left the store without it. Maybe they didn't have it that day. Well, that makes it a little hard for that child to trust that you're going to buy that cereal. But you promised them that they would have that cereal. And sometimes we don't see the way that God is going to provide for us. We don't understand it. That's why it's called faith. Because we don't always get to see it with our physical eye first. We have to see it with our spirit man. We have to see it with our imagination of what God is going to do in our lives. A perfect example is the woman with the issue of blood. And in that story, she had an issue of blood for 12 years. She bled every day. They said she spent all of her money and she was made none the better. But she said to herself, if I could just touch the hem of Jesus' garment, I know I will be healed. I know it. And she pushed her way through the crowd when she shouldn't have been out in public. She did everything she wasn't supposed to do because she saw in her mind, she saw in her spirit, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. So she reaches out and she touches Jesus by the hem of the garment. And Jesus felt the power leave him. And he starts looking around going, who's touched me? Somebody touched me. And his disciples go, you're being thronged by all these people. People are pulling on you. And he goes, no, 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 somebody touched me. And he was talking about in faith, in confidence. She believed that if she touched the hem of his garment, she would be healed. And she did. And when she found out that she couldn't be hid, so she had to come out and say what happened, she told Jesus everything. And Jesus said, don't be afraid, be of good comfort. Your faith has made you whole. Her trust and confidence and the power of God made her whole. Don't be afraid. Step out and trust. Ask God for something little and watch your faith grow and watch your faith get bigger and stronger in that area. And you're going to find that there's going to be people that are stronger in different areas than you. But that's how we build the body of Christ together. Because maybe they need what you have and you need what they have. But when you pray together and you seek to God together and you show how good the goodness and the faithfulness of God is, you'll meet that every time. Be encouraged today. Don't be afraid to take that step. Don't be afraid to see it in your mind's eye. Don't be afraid to see it in your spirit man and say, I'm going to trust God today. I'm going to trust God for. And then ask him, Lord, say, Lord, show me. Ask him. Don't be afraid to ask and keep on asking. God, I need this. Lord, help me with this. Because if you ask, you will receive. He will answer you. So be encouraged, be blessed, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.